Well, the second semi-final was a complete contrast to that one. Jimmy White versus Alex Higgins. Higgins described it as being more at home down in the Florida Keys, a whirlwind against a hurricane, and I can tell you they didn't disappoint us. We'll start by looking at the 7th frame. Higgins leads by 4 frames to 2 and by 45 points to 10, White to play. 1. 8. 9. 16. 17. 24. 25.
And a very clever shot from Jimmy there. A possible chance to just disturb those 2 reds this time.
32.
Now this pink. If he gets it, everything's there for the taking.
38. 39. 46. 47. 49. 51. 54. 58.
Which means that Higgins needs a snooker.
63. 69. And one of those balls had gone down every 10 seconds. 69 points in less than 3 minutes. The whirlwind.
And Alex was rather thin on that opening shot. Jimmy White. And first shot, no hesitation.
Six.
And that's a bad miss. Jimmy putting quite a lot of drag on the cue ball to hold it on the black.
One. 8. 9. 14. 'Alex Higgins, 14.
And Alex looking to see whether he's covered up that red on the top pocket with the black, and he may just be able, with a bit of swerve, to get through to it.
1. 8. 9. 14. 15. 22. 23.
And that really was a tremendously powerful shot.
30.
Perfect timing. Well, just asking for a little spot to be removed. And from the position of the shot here, I would think he'll take a shot into the bottom pocket. Nicely held for the black.
$38. 39. 46.
Just a little shorter than he wanted. He wanted to be on the end red of the
47.
trio there, but no problems.
And looks like, once again, a very fast opening
54.
frame by Jimmy White here. No apparent problems with any of the colours from now on, if he's careful.
62.
Well, again, he is just that little bit short.
63.
'And the first frame is
69.
already, I think, beyond the reach of Alex Higgins. 69 break in progress.
Jimmy White.
And do I observe a glass of milk there? 51 possible points on the table for Alex here. He's trailing by some 60 points.
Six. Seven.
And this could be awkward.
12.
Yes, he's dropped right on the black, and that has spoiled his intentions. He was looking for the possibility of a snooker, I think, on that last red. And that has really put Alex in trouble.
Alex Higgins.
Well, well. It's amazing how these incidents do happen with this fellow Alex Higgins. Oh, well, that really was bad luck. Wriggled in the jaw and just missed the red.
One.
44 points behind, wanting snookers.
But knowing Alex's ability for safety play, Jimmy White, I don't think, can relax yet.
Alex Higgins, 8. Foul, Alex Higgins, 4.
Well, that's one snooker. So now he's 35, 33 behind, and 27 on the table.
Now it's Jimmy's turn for a little bit of luck, but it's fairly easy snooker to get out of. But Jimmy should really clinch the frame now, I think.
Two. Five. Alex Higgins, 5. Jimmy White, 5.
Alex has got a lot of leeway to make up, but still trying to play snookers here, and that was a very good one he got there.
Well, in fact, Alex needs at least 5 snookers, normal snookers. So I think it's most unlikely that he's going to win this frame. But however, I think he'll probably enjoy, if that's the right word, just knocking the balls around, trying to hamper Jimmy a little bit until he really feels that he's got his cue arm going. Well, he's going right round the angles here, 4 or 5 cushions. Well, he caught me, and that really was a clever move. He came off the knuckle of the jaw there, and most unfortunate to go round the back of the brown.
Magnificent pop there by Jimmy White.
Jimmy White, 4.
Well, a most unexpected pot and most unwanted. And still, Alex walks away from the table, not conceding.
Yes, it's rather unusual for Alex Higgins to try for snookers when he's so far behind as this, but obviously it's just to get some cue action going.
So that's it. So the first frame goes to Jimmy White, who now takes a lead of 5 frames to 4. And young Jimmy White, and I must say that I think it's the first time I've ever seen a player between shots and between breaks sitting down and drinking a glass of milk, of all things. And really nice to see. He's only a young lad. He's changed to water now, but getting to the frame, it really is incredible how these two fellows seem to come out and play in contrast to everybody else. And they play with such precision and such coolness, seeming to discard safety play completely, except when snookers are needed. In this first frame, Alex Higgins had lost the frame after some 6.5 minutes play, and yet they were fiddling around for another 7 or 8 minutes, and I'm sure that was purely for Alex to get a feel of the table and just get going. And here we come for the next frame with Alex Higgins to break.
Well, due to a rather careless break-off by Alex Higgins, Jimmy White has an early start here to get a lead.
9. 16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 33.
Well, he's on the right side of the blue here to stun across and just take that open red.
38. 39.
And my goodness, this young man, he really is going some.
44.
Talk about a potting machine. And he does it with such grace. He's really beautiful to watch.
So quick thinking too in his positional play.
52. 52.
Well, an express break of 52 there, and leaving Alex with nothing to look at.
That wasn't easy for Alex. He couldn't easily escape down to the baulk end and had to try and leave the ball near the top cushion, but Jimmy White does pot those balls so well usually, and Alex is lucky to have a let-off there and possibly an opening here.
One. Six. Seven.
My word, Alex had a lot of left-hand side on that cue ball. It sizzled down there.
Well, that was rather an unfortunate bump on the middle pocket, which instead of bringing his ball up the table is taking it down slightly, and of course he's got a rather difficult position. It's not easy to see from here whether he's got a potable ball on. No, back for safety. But is it safe?
90.
Rather slow.
Well, Alex was up on the shot a little bit there. And when this young man keeps knocking shots in like that, it's quite understandable that an opponent gets a little bit anxious where he leaves the cue ball.
Six. 7. 40.
Needing to swerve this a little to get that pot in the middle, and just lost accuracy in doing so.
40. Alex Higgins 19, Jimmy White 66.
So 47 behind, 51 on the table. Similar situation to the last frame. Now, can he do it this time?
Six. 7. 40.
Oh, Alex. And Alex concedes, touches the black. And that was a very important red indeed for Alex there. And my word, these frames are really going by. And Alex there was really desperate to get that red, because having missed it, he knew it was all over. And what can one say about these two fellas playing here? They really, it's like shelling peas. And I'm sure that between the two of them, there must be the perfect player, because in young Jimmy White, I think we have discovered such a player of ability that it's almost frightening. He pots everything he looks at almost, as long as he can get his hand on the table. And I'm sure if John Williams could put the balls up as quickly as these fellas play, I wouldn't have time to talk. And poor Alex, he's, I never thought I would see him struggling against a player who is beginning to outshine him on the table. And my word, that's saying something.
11th frame, Jimmy White to rest.
Well, 20 years of age, only a few days ago, and I don't think I have ever seen that before in a World Championship. And how's that for confidence against, of all players, Alex Higgins?
Yes, that really was played with gay abandon, wasn't it?
Well, you must excuse me smiling, but my goodness, this is breathtaking. Well, that's the two extremes. An almighty wallop and then a very good safety shot.
And it surely looks here that first player to make a mistake gives the other one the frame, with the reds in those positions.
Well, I suppose one could say that Alex was unfortunate not to have one over the hole, so to speak, but has he left one for Jim? Yes.
One.
Oh dear. Well, now just let's sit and see what this fellow can do with a set of balls like this. Yellow.
Three. Four. Nine. Ten.
Well, it's a little bit awkward, just playing across the pink.
17.
And that's perfect for the left-hander.
24.
Nicely on the black after this.
25. 32.
Well, an awkward shot here, hampered by the pink.
Jimmy White, 32.
Now an excellent chance for Alex. And Alex had a little bit of the elbow there. And goodness me, he's presented young Jimmy with a gift. And a little bit short on that one.
Yes, one slip up when he fell down before, but it looks as if his tactics of opening the frame completely up are really paying off this time.
9.
Excellent shot, knocking one red out, leaving him on the other, just to get on the black. No, he screwed back for the pink,
16.
and what a shot.
Twenty-two. 23.
He's playing this frame as if he originally just broke them open to play a practice game, not a vital match in a World Championship.
And follow that one.
Yes, what can you say, Jack, about that? Absolutely
Well, Vera,
fantastic.
it really is breathtaking, isn't it? And this really is something. I mean, this fellow never learned how to do this. He was born with this, believe me.
Jimmy White,
And of course, Alex now in rather a desperate situation here, 67 points behind and requiring snookers.
1. 8.
And Alex concedes with 2 reds on the table, now trailing by 7 frames to 4. And again, we've had another express frame there.
Well, call it what you like, express, whirlwind, whatever you call it. Jimmy White is actually doing it. And John Spencer here watching the match with me. John, you can hardly afford to blink, can you?
No, tremendous potting.
Can you remember when you've seen snooker like this? I mean, Alex in his heyday was very, very quick, but I would have thought that Jimmy White at the moment is faster.
No, when you look at Jimmy, he doesn't even look to have time to sight the ball.
Yeah.
Couple of wiggles and bang.
Yeah. Look at this shot, for example.
Yeah, it's all plant there, and he's potted 2 balls, but the
Yeah.
power of his cue action, he screwed the white back much further than he intended doing, and spread the balls all over the table.
Incredible. Well, I said it's quick because they've already started again. Here they go. Jimmy White 7-4 up. Don't blink, you might miss it.
So Alex breaks off and nicely on the bottom cushion. And that's the best place to be against this fellow. Is Alex beginning to think it's about time I showed this young fellow how to go?
Alex Higgins, 1. One. Eight.
Well, it does seem that if this young man can see the ball and the pocket, it's going to go in.
16.
He's storming away here in a manner which I think has rarely, if ever, been
17.
seen in a World Championship.
Jeez. And just note the tremendous power of cueing that this young man has, and there isn't a great flourish of action. It really is a gift. And it seems that in a flash,
33.
he's 40 break already. It seems as though he hasn't started.
Yes, there's hardly time for commentary, Jack, is there? Nor is it hardly necessary.
40. 39. Jimmy White, 39. One. Eight. Alex Higgins, 8.
Well, under the circumstances, an excellent shot by Alex.
Eight. 9.
And just a little bit gentle
16.
in this shot there. Oh, and he's found a nice plan. Well done.
Two.
Alex Higgins, 22.
And things not really going at all well for Alex Higgins. Every time he seems to be away,
Jimmy White, 40.
gets an
Alex
unfortunate
Higgins,
leave, and
31.
it's back to safety again. But it really has to be very good safety.
One. Six. Seven.
And Alex takes the lead by 4 points.
30.
And Alex tried to clip a red on the way there, I think. Possibly hoping he may stay on the pink, but however, he's on the blue, but rather straight, I think.
And in not clipping out one of those reds to make it easier, he did give himself a more difficult pot there. Only 10 points in it now.
One. Six.
And with the colours more or less on their spots, this looks like a wrap-up.
9.
And that takes Jimmy White into the lead by 1 point. Oh, and he's overdone it.
14.
Now that is different.
Jimmy White, 14.
Well, that was an excellent try, but what a pressure shot it was. Well, I think he almost willed that one in.
Quiet, please. 9.
And this remarkable young man is going to take the fourth frame. And that's it.
15.
4 frames, the session gone all to Jimmy White.
be a lesson learned from that, isn't it? If you've got a ticket to see Alex Higgins and Jimmy White, either come very early, otherwise you have two bad traffic lights and you've missed the lot. Have you ever seen snooker like that? They started at 3:15. It's now, well, just about 4:03. 3/4 of an hour, 4 frames, and Jimmy White just tearing away. He's now won, my goodness, how many, 5, 6, 7? 7 in a row, because he won, of course, the last 3 last night in a row after being 1-4 down and powered his way through. And he's come out tonight, and the Hurricane looks like it's hit a bit of a low depression. John, have you ever seen like that at all? I mean, that really was incredible.
Incredible speed. Can't believe it. 4 frames in 3/4 of an hour. Tremendous stuff.
By a few people for really not preparing on his shots. They say you can't go on playing snooker like that, but he's getting away with it today.
He's proving them wrong, there's no doubt about that. And, of course, he's making consistent 40s and 50 breaks every time he gets in, and this is putting a lot of pressure on Alex, and I think it showed in 1 or 2 of Alex's shots there. Shots that he would normally knock in. And, of course, he's thinking all the time, if I leave him, I'm going to be 40 or 50 behind.
Because Alex is quick, but also, which many people I think tend to forget, he's probably one of the best safety players in the world, and he really can, but he's not really getting a chance to stop the man, is he?
Well, I think Alex's problem has been, it's not just that he's not getting the chance. When he's got in, he's not scored enough points to put Jimmy under pressure, and Jimmy's just going on and playing like a club exhibition.
I mean, you can see him there between frames. He's just looking around and, well, my turn next, thanks very much, and wham bang, isn't it?
That's right. It's just like playing a club exhibition. He's just playing all his shots, not worrying what he leaves. I mean, the previous frame when he spread the reds all over the table. You know, he's so confident. It's incredible snooker.
Well, I just wonder what's going through Alex Higgins' mind now, and he's out on that break. They have an interval now before they come back to play the last frames of this session. We shall be back with it without any doubt at all. But it's a very different kettle of fish, I suppose, from when Higgins was really at his height. Remember, 2 years ago here, he reached the final. Well, to get to that final, he had to, first of all, to beat Steve Davis. White is now 8-4 up. And I think it's worth reminding ourselves that that is halfway towards the 16 frames he needs to go into the final.
And not taking as long as it took me to win my first frame.
That's right, incredible. Somebody just said here, this could be the afternoon where the interval is longer than the match. I mean, the speed of it is quite remarkable. Anyway, they've got 3 more frames to play here this afternoon, and 19, of course, left in the match. How do you think Alex is actually going to cope with this? I mean, I know it's impossible to forecast, but if you were there in that situation, and you know Alex's play as well as anybody, what would you do?
I just wouldn't know what to do. I think the problem is you've got to try to stick to your normal game, and that is the difficult part. You sort of get intimidated. But I think Alex's concentration has to be to try and build some breaks when he's in, to keep Jimmy away from the table for a while.
Well, I'll tell you what, concentration is his problem, because I've just heard that when he walked off at that session, he turned to John Williams and said, how many frames have we played? I thought it was 3. Well, in fact, he was 4, and he lost the lot. And now he's really got to get down to business. He's 4-8 down. We restart their last session of the afternoon. 3 frames to play.
And I come to the conclusion that the only way to stop Jimmy White is to leave the triangle on the reds. One of the very rare safety shots.
One. Jimmy White, 1. 1.
Having lost 7 frames on the trot, Alex badly needs to win one to gain confidence.
Well, just a round of applause there, Alex, but didn't play to get position by going around the red, and a little bit fortunate. But I suppose that
9.
he certainly needs a little bit of good running at the moment. Now Alex going just to change the butt of his cue, lengthening the cue. Patiently waiting to get at the table. And the cue ball going in the same pocket? No, it's not.
23. White, please. Alex Higgins, 22.
Just having a look to see if he can actually clip that red into the top right-hand corner pocket. And certainly looks like having to be very fine.
good one from Alex.
Probably the only place that he can actually keep this young man safe, Ted. Snookered like that. Certainly seems to knock everything else in.
One. Eight. Nine. 16. 17.
That was a very good shot from Alex there. And I think that he's got a perfect angle to get out onto the loose red.
24. 25. 30. 31.
And Jimmy White now requires one snooker.
38. 39. 46. 47. 53. 54. 61. Alex Higgins.
A break of 61 then by Alex, and a lead of some 83 points. Jimmy White just remains in his seat, concedes that particular frame. He's now leading 8 frames to 5. And what a performance this young man has put up this afternoon. This the second session in their 31-frame second semi-final. Both of them started at very young ages. Jimmy White here started playing at the age of 11. He's made the maximum break on a number of occasions, has a terrific amount of talent. It's also very natural. He throws the balls around like a child with a rag doll, and yet they all seem to disappear into the pockets so easily. Alex, of course, We all know everything has been said about Alex. He started playing at the age of 9 and again has a terrific talent which he will now show us as he breaks off. A chance for Higgins.
Well, that looked like a bad miss there, but in fact Alex had to play that with a fair amount of side to keep away from the other reds. Made it more difficult.
Caught it too thin and the cue ball back up the table. A red into the top pocket.
One. Eight.
Well, this is another wonderful chance for Alex here to pull a game back. Just wanting a foreign body removed from the red. The red is nicely split open. Black is open. Lovely position.
Nine. Sixteen. 17. 24. 25.
'Well, I think that Alex will take the yellow into the centre pocket.
Twenty-eight.
28.
32. $33. $40.
And he's missed that.
Alex Higgins, 40. One. Eight. 9. 16.
Perfect control.
17.
Now into the pack of reds, and if he does get a good split, he could win the frame.
24.
This red is almost straight into the bottom pocket.
32. 33.
40 from Alex, and that is 40 from Jimmy.
41. 41.
All square then, and the last two reds very difficult.
Alex Higgins, 1.
Alex slips up.
One. 2. White, 1.
And so Jimmy gives
Alex
the
Higgins,
opportunity of the
41, Jimmy
frame to
White,
Alex.
42. One.
Well, Alex
Higgins,
just
1.
overstressed a little bit on that shot. And certainly looking very anxious at the moment.
"27 points on the table, the 6 colours, none of them on their spots, and the score's all square.
Foul. Jimmy White, 4.
I'm not sure that he can get at the yellow, but probably play cushion first and still pot the yellow. We'll have to use a lot of side.
Right into the centre of the pocket, that yellow.
Jimmy White, 2.
Alex trailing by 6 points then at the moment.
Three. 7. 12.
'Alex Higgins then takes 2 frames on the trot, now trailing by just 2, with Jimmy White leading 8 frames to 6. Alex, who is never out of a match. He's been called temperamental, controversial, and many other things, but he still has a fantastic talent and has been in many finals of all sorts of tournaments since he was the Northern Ireland Amateur Snooker Champion way back in 1969. He turned professional, in fact, in 1970, and as we all know, won this world title at his first attempt in 1972. He likes to keep the cue ball clean and was told off for doing that in his earlier days, but now uses a towel. Puts the cue ball on the table, and he and Jimmy White are two of the most talented snooker players one could ever wish to see. They have no thought for safety if there's a possible pot at all. Referee John Williams has again set up the balls.
Final frame of this session, Jimmy White to break.
The final frame of this afternoon's session between these two stars. Jimmy White breaking off.
One. Six. Seven. Forty. Jimmy White, 40.
Misses the pack.
Six. Alex Higgins, 6.
Excellent shot, knocking one red out, leaving him on the other, just to get on the black. No, he screwed back for the pink,
16.
and what a shot.
$22. 23.
He's playing this frame as if he originally just broke them open to play a practice game, not a vital match in a world championship.
$28.
And follow that one. This.
Yes, what can you say, Jack, about that? Absolutely
Well, Vera,
fantastic.
it really is breathtaking, isn't it? And this really is something. I mean, this fellow never learned how to do this. He was born with this, believe me.
Jimmy White,
And of course,
33.
Alex now in rather a desperate situation here, 67 points behind and requiring snookers.
1. Eight.
And Alex concedes with 2 reds on the table, now trailing by 7 frames to 4.
Well, remarkable stuff. 75 points in the frame. It had taken a fraction over 7 minutes. Well, White took the next frame as well, which meant he went in for the interval, leading 8-4. He'd won 7 frames in a row since last night. Well, then we had the remarkable sight of Alex Higgins actually trying to slow up play in a snooker match. Well, in the next 2 frames, he did it successfully. But then they came out here for the last they played today, number 15 of the 31 in the semi-final. The commentators now are Rex Williams and Ted Lowe. White is here at the table. He's 19-6 up on points.
Foul. Alex Higgins, 4. Jimmy White, 4.
And that very unlucky for Higgins.
One. Six. Alex Higgins, 6.
They really got it with a second chance.
8. 9. 16. 17. 17.
He didn't fancy that blue. He was slightly overreaching.
One. 8.
Now 32 points ahead. Quite extraordinary.
Some of these shots that Jimmy knocks in, Ted, he makes them look so easy. I hope no one ever tells him they're difficult shots. Type of shots that would frighten the life out of most players, and he knocks them in without any problem at all. As you say,
16.
quite extraordinary.
Jimmy White, 16.
And 40 points ahead. Alex then 40 points behind and 59 points on the table.
One. 8.
Play to get on the red there by the brown. He's gone too far.
Alex Higgins, 8.
3 reds then now left. A possible 51 points and the difference 32.
Well, this is a very important game for Alex. Dearly needs to win this one because won't want to go into the final session trailing by 3 frames.
8. Alex Higgins, 8. Quiet, please. Eight. Jimmy White, 8. Thank you, gentlemen.
Alex requiring this red and a colour together with the 6 colours to win the frame.
Alex Higgins, 32. Jimmy White, 64. One.
Wants the big colour. And he snookered himself.
7. Alex Higgins, 7. Quiet, please.
Jimmy White was behind the green, but he's left the yellow over the pocket.
2.
Well, he certainly had 2 marvellous chances to win the frame, Jimmy White. And what an important game this is. Higgins must be under tremendous pressure to try and get these colours. And that's a good shot.
$16 points in it, 18 points on the table. And that cue ball going towards that top pocket.
Foul, Alex Higgins, 5.
Gives little difference in fact, but it does give an advantage to Alex. He can play from the D. All square, 64 points each. And what an exciting match we have now, with the frame scores just 1 the difference. Jimmy White leading 8 frames to 7.
Higgins exploiting Jimmy White's mistake on the yellow, only to go 2 behind again at 10-8. And here in the 19th frame, White is at the table. He's potted 1 red on his first visit.
Alex Higgins has tried very hard to contain this young man and check his terrific potting, but he hasn't succeeded this morning.
9. $16. 17. 24.
Well, it's gone just a little too far past the centre pocket, but that's no problem.
25. 30. 31. 37. 38.
38. Jimmy White, extremely aggressive player,
45.
and of course he can afford to be the way he pots.
46.
And he waggles his head there. That one will just slow him down a fraction.
53. 54. 61. 62.
Well, he's getting very close to the point where Alex wants snookers. So we now have 5
65.
reds on the table, 67 points, and he's 66. So now Alex is in trouble.
66.
And this young man, just like shelling peas, isn't it?
68. 69. 75. 76. 82. 83. 89.
Oh, and what a pity. Such a beautiful goal.
Well, the miss didn't matter, and White was ahead 11-8, 5 frames away from a place in the final. Higgins, well, he had other ideas, and here is only 1 down, 12-11, and 9 points ahead in the 24th frame.
1.
Didn't quite play that as intended. Played to kiss on another red, but still can get through.
16. 17. 24. 25. 32.
'Well, didn't again get what he should have got from that, and I think there is a red that will go in the centre. Certainly a tough one, but if it will go, Jimmy picks these off. A tremendous shot again.
The red next to the pink will free the pink
40.
and also the two reds which are touching each other.
15. 21. 22. 29. 30. 37. 38. 45.
A little bit short. He's got to use the rest now. 6 inches harder. He could have played it with a hand bridge.
46.
And although he's got the pot, he's lost a measure of position. Needs to play another good shot here to keep going instead of an easy one.
Jimmy White, 46. 1. 5.
Higgins refusing the pot in favour of the near certainty of leaving a snooker. White swerving out. And Higgins' choice of shot certainly appears to have been the right one.
Well, Jimmy White with that swerve shot got the yellow in a little bit more awkward position. So it's not quite that easy for Alex. Well, he played nice, delicate little cannon onto the yellow, but again, very, very difficult. All he can do is safety.
Alex Higgins, 5.
White was a bit careless with that. Should have perhaps concentrated a little more on getting the yellow from behind in order to put more distance between cue ball and yellow. And Higgins very disappointed there at missing the initial shot for what could have been a clearance.
White, 2.
That was a fabulous shot. Really went for it. And that's a terrible shot.
Could have been overreaching slightly, but for whatever reason, that was an opportunity missed. Higgins retires anxiously to see whether White can see the brown. He couldn't.
What a lucky fellow Alex is, because he was a mile away from where the pocket he played it in. And he really does appear to be under pressure. Needs all the balls to win.
An outrageous fluke on the brown, blue, pink and black as well. Higgins takes the frame and levels at 12 frames all.
Higgins enjoying it. But by frame 30...
16 wins this semi-final.
Well, that was a great shot there by Jimmy to get on that red. Had to be very accurate, that speed into the centre.
9.
And this red onto the pink and really will be open.
10. 16. 17. 23. 24. 30.
Got to be very careful placing that rest. And perhaps that difficulty influenced him to rather jab at his shot.
Well, that shot that Jimmy missed with the rest tends to be a little bit impetuous at times. It's all very well playing the game quickly, but when you get into a little bit of trouble, you need to give it a little bit more thought. I'm sure that he loses a lot of frames that he shouldn't do through playing like that.
Alex Higgins 3, Jimmy White 4.
Well, Higgins' attempt to screw the cue ball right back ended in leaping the cue ball off the table, getting too much underneath the cue ball. And although White can put Higgins in trouble, he won't be pleased with the way he potted that opening red. It was a frame-winning chance if he dropped on a colour. Higgins is snookered, but he might be able to contain the situation from here.
I think the red will go into the centre. I think Alex can get by the blue. No, obviously he can't. That's unlucky for Alex, and a bit of good running there for Jimmy.
Got to be careful with his safety stroke as Higgins with the other red so near the middle pocket.
That looks a pretty good shot.
An in-off would have been disastrous, with Higgins then playing the cue ball from the D, but now Higgins in a measure of trouble himself. Again, that's not so good for White. Position on a colour would have enabled him to possibly develop this break into a winning clearance.
Jimmy White, 1.
And here's Higgins' chance.
Quiet, gentlemen, please. One.
Out comes the extension to Higgins' own cue, which he makes into a half butt. Just screws in an extra length.
I think he may have gone a little bit further on this yellow than he would have liked, because may have to play this now to either come round the table or which side. Yes, just went that 2 or 3 inches too far. Made it very difficult to get on the green.
Alex Higgins, 9.
And that's a good shot from Higgins.
White had to trust to luck there, but may not have finished too badly.
Well, a good chance here for Alex to put Jimmy back in trouble by bringing the cue ball off 2 side cushions. Decided the blue, it was too dangerous to play it like that because of the blue.
Foul, Alex Higgins, 5. Jimmy White, 45. Alex Higgins, 40.
Wanted a thin contact, but missed it altogether and hit the blue. And when it comes to a tactical exchange like this, I'm inclined to think that Higgins is the slight favourite. Sent the green whizzing round, but made sure he kept the cue ball fairly close to the ball cushion.
Alex Higgins, 7.
Well, if White hadn't knocked the black in so unluckily, that could well have been the frame for him. Green he'd potted, brown was over the pocket, quite possible to get on the blue. But now the frame wide open again. Brown and blue still needed by Higgins. The roar from the crowd announcing that White now needs a snooker.
Alex Higgins, 12. Gentlemen, there's far too much at stake tonight for us to allow any noisy member of the audience to get away with anything. Please stop it or you'll have to go. Six.
The pink made sure Higgins goes one in front. He leads by 13 frames to 12.
Five.
First to win 16 frames, clinches his place in the final.
6.
About the worst place that it could have finished for Higgins. End of break, but he'll make sure that White doesn't get any.
Alex Higgins, 6.
Well, Higgins had one fluke which won him a frame earlier this evening. That could be an important one for White.
Eight. 9. 16. 17. 24. 25. 32.
There's never been anybody more fast and fluent round the black spot than this young man.
33. 39. 40.
Well, this time Jimmy only needs to be careful to make sure of winning this frame. Still got enough open reds to put himself in a position
48.
where Alex will need snookers.
54. 55.
We'll make sure that he clears the one remaining open red.
62. 63. 70.
Which means that Higgins needs a snooker. So a tremendous break of 70 by Jimmy White. Looks like levelling this match off at 13 frames all.
Not only looks like it, but as Alex Higgins there was trying to get back into the match, he just potted a couple of balls. Jimmy White came back again after that break of 70 to take the frame by the score of 97-20, and so it was 13 all. They'd started out tonight here absolutely level, 11 frames all, and they were still level at 13 frames all. And I think in the years that I've been at the Crucible, I've never experienced an atmosphere like we've got here tonight. They have 5 more frames to play after the interval. I'm not so sure whether they need the interval or whether the crowd do, because it really is an incredible night of snooker here. They know, of course, that the man who wins out of this will meet Ray Reardon. And so come back with us after News Night. You will see every ball, every shot. Earlier today, Ray Reardon beat Eddie Charlton to reach the final of the Snooker Championship of the World for the 7th time. On the 6 previous occasions, he's never lost. And tonight, Alex Higgins has been playing Jimmy White to decide who meets Reardon over the next 2 days. And I think if you've seen the match already, you'll know it's been one that we're talking about. And now, here tonight, we're going to watch Every shot played, every ball potted, and every point recorded. They started out tonight at 11 frames all. By the time they'd reached the interval, it was 13 frames all. And tomorrow morning, you're going to be reading about a match in your newspapers, and reading, I'm sure, about a match which is going to be described as a snooker shootout, and a match which has already been described here as the most exciting the game of snooker has ever seen. Here's where we left it. Here's where we start. It's frame 27. 13 all. John Spencer and Jack Carnham are commentating. This is Jimmy White breaking off.
So the first mistake by Alex Higgins, and this 31 frame semi-final.
One. Six. Seven.
13 frames all. The first player to 16 frames.
Twelve. 13. 13.
Well, Alex having a good look at the black, and it's looks pretty safe with the red there.
Problem here, Jack, of course, is the red's not too difficult, but the colours are tied up. I think he's trying to move the black here.
One.
Well, Alex had an almighty swipe there at the pink, and well,
Thank you, gentlemen.
let us just watch.
One. Eight. 9. $16. 17. 23. 24. 24.
And it's hard to understand how a player potting like that can suddenly miss a straight black.
Been a little fortunate, I think, there, Jack. Relatively safe for Alex. And that's a tremendous shot Jimmy's played there. Read over this left-hand pocket and run the white through, snookered Alex for most of these reds.
And again, Alex has had tremendous hit there and set Jimmy up again if he can take advantage of it.
1. 6. 7.
My word, that one rather
30.
struggled in.
14.
And this red is important.
20.
So Alex now requiring snookers.
27. 28. 28.
So Jimmy White, 64 points the lead and 43 possible on the table. And Alex concedes 14 frames to 13 to Jimmy White.
And there we see, Jack, the pressure Alex is under. Well, swerved the white there when breaking off and only just caught the reds.
7.
And surely Jimmy will be going into the pack here. Well, rather glanced off them, so he's
14.
got a long putt.
Jimmy White, 14. Thank you very much. No more. Alex Higgins, 1.
Well, the colours, rather difficult.
Yes, rather unfortunate, the red coming across and covering the green up. Now a long yellow, all in the white there for the red into the centre. In actual fact, Alex tried to screw right back down the table for the reds at this end of the table. Was a long way off the pot.
Just a little touch up to the brown here.
Alex Higgins, 1.
And he's not really happy with that.
One. Six. Jimmy White, 6.
Jimmy White, 17 points the lead. Just a little thicker than intended on the pack there, has rather opened them up. Oh, and that stuck in the jaws.
Alex just looking at the red to the left of the yellow, see if he can play a cannon off that onto the red over the pocket. A very difficult position for Alex here. Attempting to play the first red there onto the one over the pocket, screwing back down into baulk.
And such tremendous force and power there that he's driven the ball off the table. So that's a foul shot, 4 away. 24 plays 3.
Seven. 8. 14. 15. 21. 22.
And Jimmy just removes the yellow to
24.
ease the congestion around the black.
25.
And just needs this black to leave Alex requiring snookers once again. 53 in front with 51 on the table.
32. 'Jimmy White, 32.
And again, Alex has made a mistake. Well, that surely makes certain of this very important frame in this 31 frame semi-final.
17. 22.
1
Well, Alex is persevering and carrying on playing, obviously wanting to keep going as long as possible in a position now where he can't lose any more. The score is undoubtedly going to be 15-13. So Alex concedes. So Jimmy White, at a terrific pace, has won that frame to take a lead of 15 frames to 13.
There we see again, Jack, this constant pressure from Jimmy knocking these long pots in, making Alex trying to get the white back into the bulk end of the table all the time.
One. Eight. Nine. $16. 17. 24. 25.
'Well, colossal screw power there. Tons of spin. Open the reds beautifully.
Just think of the woolly thorn, you know, at 143. $33. 39. 40. 50. 47. 48.
'Alex just stayed the wrong side of the blue there, wanted to get straight on the blue or just the other side of the blue for these reds into the corner pocket. Trying to cannon the red there over the pocket, missed it, and now just, I would think, play the red into the left-hand corner pocket, screwing the white back onto the back cushion. That's a tremendous pot. Left himself a brown into the centre pocket. Not an easy shot, this, at this stage of the game. And then we'll have choice of these two reds into the left-hand black pocket.
Well, this is a splendid break, but he's certainly having to dig out some super pots.
Just needs one more red though, Jack, to put himself 67 in front with 67 on the table.
Alex Higgins, 72.
So Jimmy White requiring snookers.
Jimmy White, 17.
And Jimmy White concedes. So what a situation now. 15 frames to 14. And what a situation for Alex now. He has to win this frame to stay in the match. And if he does win it, what an electric finish it's going to be. And Jimmy White might be well satisfied that he had Alex bridging over the yellow there, or else I think he'd have been going for a pot. Well, a colossal screw shot to get back to safety. Oh, and what a marvellous shot, John.
Yes, Jack, tremendous pot under pressure, that. A lot of tension out there now. And that's given Jimmy an excellent chance to get a break going here.
16. $17. $24. 25. 32. 33. 40. 41.
And Alex finding it hard to bear, I think, at the moment. Oh, and he's missed a certain black.
Jimmy White, 41.
And has been rather fortunate there. He's gone into the pack of reds, but left it relatively safe.
Well, he's certainly looking everywhere, but I think he's got to play safe here. Well, a very courageous putt there. That was certainly a difficult one.
Six. Seven.
You get the feeling, Jack, this could be the winning break.
13.
And that really is a delightful shot to get around the angles, getting on the right side of all the reds. So Alex breathes again. 59 points in front now. And still enough points on the table for Alex if he can just take his opportunity.
One.
Well, what would you do here, John?
Well, I think he's got to have a go at the blue or the green. There's plenty of points on the table for Alex.
Four.
And with that shot has brought the only red that was relatively safe over the centre pocket.
Five.
And at the moment, Alex just isn't getting the run. He had it in the early stages, but it's left him at the moment.
Well, he can pot this blackjack, and I think he's got to go for it. Into this right-hand corner pocket. This is the big shot of the frame. And that's a tremendous shot under pressure. A lot of courage Alex has got.
12.
And now another difficult red into the centre pocket.
And Alex not able to afford any mistakes. If he's going to go for a colour to play for the Reds, he must get it, or else it could be the end of the match.
Well, it's not an easy position, this. He might elect to play safe. Looks as though it's going for the blue into the top right-hand corner. And then another tremendous shot.
18. Quiet, please, gentlemen.
Red into the corner pocket, right-hand bottom pocket. Oh, and that's a beautiful shot.
26. $27.
32 behind. Red in the middle.
34.
I'm feeling nervous for him, Jack. I think if he clears this, this would be the break of the tournament.
And here we have the colours on their spots.
Yes, Jack, all easy shots these normally, but every one a pressure shot in this situation.
$14 behind.
Just has to hold it together for 5 more shots. Tremendous break, this.
47. $51.
Beautifully on the
56.
pink. And he needs the pink and the black. And he's on the black.
62.
And what a fabulous break if he knocks this black in. Oh, marvellous! Well, good heavens, I thought it was going to jump back into the pocket. Anything can happen with these fellas.
Thank you, gentlemen. One. Six. Jimmy White, 6.
Now then, will Alex have a go?
Six. 7. $40. 15.
And I tend to think, Jack, this has become a test of courage.
Yeah. And I think Alex is a little bit short of pace there. Wanted to come more into the centre of the table.
Can take the back red of those two, though, Jack, to come round for the black into the same pocket. Tried to get round the back of the black, just caught it. And Alex played the cannon on that red to leave the red into the centre pocket.
And Alex really rising to the occasion here. This really is something.
$36. 37.
31 points the lead.
$45.
52 points to 6. Alex leads
52.
in this final frame. 15 frames each.
Being rather unfortunate, though, when splitting the reds. He has a red into the centre pocket, but it's not easy, this red. Now Alex could put the pink into the centre and hold the white there for this red just below the last of those three reds together.
$59.
Well, what a time to make a 59 break. That's still enough points on the table now. Can this young man rise to the occasion?
Alex will probably play this loose red at near the bottom cush, wanting to leave the other reds grouped up, as Jimmy virtually needs all the reds. Shouldn't think Alex would want to open any of the reds up here.
Well, now then, a chance. And I wonder how this young man feels at this very moment.
Six. Jimmy White, 6.
And there we see the difference, the sort of balls Jimmy's been potting throughout this match, and the difference that pressure makes when you have to get them. Just one red now wanted to leave Jimmy needing snookers.
8.
And Alex having a hard look at the scoreboard. And marvellous red. And that will certainly make him feel better. And Jimmy White, I feel, must be feeling that this is the end of the road.
Yes, Jack, but what a tremendous performance by Alex these last two frames.
16.
Look virtually out of the tournament. And I don't think he'll be too worried about that now.
.63 behind and 51 on the table. And now just a question of Alex winding up the frame and indeed the match. And what a victory, and what tremendous courage both players have shown, and they've really given us some enjoyment.
50.
Yes, Jack, I think one of the most exciting matches I've ever seen in my life, this.
And Jimmy looking rather sad, but at least he has the consolation of being just a young lad of 20, and he'll come again.
Alex Higgins, 21, foul, Jimmy White, 4.
So Jimmy White concedes. What a splendid finish and a truly, truly superb semi-final. So the People's player now has a chance to really be the People's champion. And a true standing ovation.
And so there they are, the two men who will now contest the final of the Embassy World Professional Snooker Championship of 1982. The two men out of 67 who started over a month ago, and the 32 who qualified to come here to the Crucible. And you'll be able to see how that final begins in Grandstand tomorrow on BBC One, and Grandstand begins at 12:15.